Okay, it is time for another video log entry, and what have I what have I done today? Hell, even yesterday. I did zero content creation today. Yep, yep, that is what I did today. I thought I would feel bad about that. I really did. The ideas rattle around in my head, but let's face it, that's why we create content is because we've got these ideas that we need to get out. We need to find a way to express them. We need to find a way to vocalize them. And so yeah, those thoughts are rattling around. But I did no actual content creation today. I didn't plan anything out. I didn't block anything out. I didn't outline it. I didn't write it. What did I do today? I did some work on our vegetable garden, and shading it and enclosing it to keep the bugs out. Um, I did some other things. I mean, the best way to describe how today ended up like it did is to take it back to how it started. Um, I started my day, my usual morning routine. I get up, I stumble into the kitchen, completely nonverbal. I hate the freaking world. Why am I awake? Um, People should not be conscious at this hour, even though the sun's up, birds are singing, and people are going to work and shit. I am not a morning person. I am the opposite of a morning person. Those of you that wonder where the grumpy in my handle comes from, uh, that's me. In the mornings, I am grumpy. so so I'm having my morning coffee, and I open up Spotify because I'm gonna kick on some music because that's usually my morning routine. I kick on some music, and I'll check the news and see what's going on a little bit. Maybe find a video or two on YouTube to make me giggle. And I got a notification that She Snaps had posted a new episode of Mind of Snaps, and it was getting started. I sometimes don't think Snaps realizes how helpful her broadcasts and podcasts are for people that struggle daily with mental health issues, like myself, like a lot of people I know, a lot of broadcasters in general. And even those of us that have gone through massive amounts of heavy therapy still get reminded of little tools that maybe they tried to teach us before but we weren't ready for. But she reminds us that they're there, and maybe we understand them a little better now. Snaps is really good at breaking down some of the cognitive behavioral therapy stuff that I've been through, so it's really easy to explain to people, and I actually respect her more and more for that. Listening to the podcast, and obviously having watched her broadcasts and gameplay, and just the way she deals with people over the years. And she had a huge impact on me meeting her at PAX West last September. So that's where my morning started. So I was in a very introspective morning. I was really taking a good hard look at where I am on my goal of the content that I want to produce. Do I need to revise my checkpoints? Do I need to take another look at the schedule I've given myself to put things together? And right now, I think having shifted something, realizing that some of the ideas that I have, like the podcast, they're not so much back burnered as I want to make sure that I've got at least 5 or 6 people lined up, like solid lined up, before I start going live and doing a weekly recording of it. Because I don't want it to sound forced. I want to be able to have these conversations with people and have them be as organic as possible. I had just a couple conversations over Discord or the phone leading up to the podcast is going to help with that, but there's also a lot of prep work I got to do based on those conversations, and I've come to realize that. And in addition, there's the video production side of the music spotlights and reviews that I want to start recording and doing. And I've got one blocked out, and I'm kind of sitting on it because I'm trying to find the right video editing software. And the video logs and my live streams are really easy for me to do through OBS. But I'm going to have to do so many takes through OBS just to get the end product that I want, and then I've got to convert it into a file format that I can upload to YouTube, all that other fun stuff. It's still happening, guys. And by guys, I mean I'm reinforcing to me that it's still happening. I'm going to get there. I'm not getting there as quickly as I would like. But there's always limitations to how quickly you can achieve your ambitions. Especially when you're starting out. There are cost factors involved for software and the time to learn to use the software and make a decent product come out of the software. There's the researching the subject matter and being able to present it in a way that is informative and entertaining. And finally, there's the drive to do so, and the drive is there. The finances aren't there for software just yet. So I'm trying to work with what free software is available, and some of them I've checked out, and I like what I can do with them. There's some pretty cool shit that can be done, but there's some of them that I immediately uninstalled them. I wasn't a fan of them at all, and I'm not going to list them all here, but I'm trying to find some good video software because I can't really afford good software yet. And I know that someday I will, and I'll be able to put out a better product because of that. And that's where part of the frustration's coming in lately, is because I want to be able to put out that product that I can see in my head. I want to be able to put it out now. And I don't have the ability to do it. Which means I have to be willing to give everybody something that isn't up to the standard that is in my head. Maybe I've set my standard too high. It's not like I'm expecting perfection out of the box from myself, but I do expect myself to be able to put together something that is comprehensive, that is well done and executed. I've done similar things in the past, doing, setting things up and recording things. So it's not that far a stretch, and I want to do this thing, and I want to be creating content for YouTube, and I don't want it to be me reacting to other YouTube videos. Or me reacting to music. I want it to be an honest-to-goodness discussion, an honest-to-goodness conversation, an honest-to-goodness breakdown of what I'm listening to and what I'm experiencing. And I think that I've definitely got something to bring to the table. I think that when it comes to music, I personally have an opinion that is informed, that is in between the standard critic that really wants to split hairs and break down and just do the verbal masturbating that happens with a lot of critical reviews that I've read lately. Um, I want to take it back to reviews written by people that are passionate about music. So if I write a review or record a review, I want it to be informed. I want it to be critical, but I want the points to be made that it's an opinion. My critical assessment is based on my opinion, not anything but my opinion, and some knowledge of music itself, of how things are played, of how things are sung, of how things are put together, and the theory behind why you play this note with that note to get this really cool harmony called a chord. I understand that stuff, and I can actually explain to an extent to somebody that maybe hasn't had that much exposure to it why certain things sound better the way they're done or are played the way they're done in order to get the sound that is actually really complex sounding but really simple to play. And sometimes it's the complete opposite, that somebody is playing something very complex that sounds very, very simple. It's a weird dichotomy in music that I love to hear, and I love to point it out to people. I love to just get people to go, wow, that's really incredible. And that's where I find my joy. People hanging out in the pub is a blast. It's a really good time. But if we can get talking about, if you ever get me talking about music, that's where you're going to see me at my happiest. It's talking about music. Either the history of the time when a song came out, or perhaps it's a personal history with the song and when it came out, or somebody else's, or, you know, it's endless. The possibility for the conversation is endless, and I want more of it. Music is universal. It doesn't matter where you grow up. It doesn't matter what culture you're from. It does not matter. Humans make music. Nature makes music as well, but humans as a species, one thing that we do, especially as a society, is make music. Whether it's just a few people that are singing along on a song, clapping their hands, or entire families, or bars, or schools, or churches, or music permeates everything that we do. And I got completely off subject on this one. And I apologize for that. I got to work on fixing that in the future. But to continue my day, I had 2 long talks with 2 people that I hold very, very dear to me that were having kind of downer days or downer weekends, or just they were not in good spirits. They were not happy people. And I care deeply for them. So to see them hurting does cause me some hurt. But it's a hurt that I can bear. Because it's a hurt that is knowing that somebody I care for is in pain, but I can't do anything about it. I can't fix it. I can't make it better. But I can let them know that somebody's willing to listen and somebody gives a fuck. And I guess that's my little bit of mental health awareness that was inspired by She Snaps, as I was discussing when we started this whole thing out, is that as I stated in the PSA that I recorded, and I'm going to be re-recording because I'm not quite happy with it. It's good for what it is, but it could be so much better. And I'm just speaking from my delivery on it. Um, Nobody has to stand alone. There is always going to be somebody out there to talk to. I'm lucky enough. I'm just lucky enough that when I really needed a solid group of people around me, they were there. And when I say a solid group of people, I mean people like Guardian Outpost, Evil Aura, Angry Iceberg, Rec 1568, like 551 Ninjas, my boy Nico, my girl Mingling XO, my boo. Grit 45, and his wife, Coffee Girl, Lunar Lee. These were people that were there for me. If I can be there for them when they need it, I'll do everything in my power. And yeah, I might be limited in what support I can give, but I can give fucking support. Anybody can give fucking support to another person. Anybody. It's it's when we choose to ignore what the people that we claim to care about are going through. That's when we lessen ourselves as individuals and as a society. And I think that's one of the ways that we can improve our relations with each other. And Snaps today, her chat was a perfect example of a positive community outlook, of people looking out for each other, of people caring for each other, of people paying attention and giving that mutual support. That's beautiful. That's a community. That's a community that someone can be proud of. That is bringing awareness to mental health on a level that a lot of people don't get to achieve, and in a way that people are responding. And that's the beautiful thing. If I can utilize my love of music to make one person's day better, I have helped somebody with their daily struggle. If I can do it by making someone laugh and forget about their pain for 10 minutes, that's worth it. So, I ended up spending most of the morning just kind of kicked back online. I ended up chatting with a friend through most of Snap's broadcast. You know who you were if you ever see this video. And know that I love you. You are family. So, just today was a positive overall. I was up and down because, like I said, friends struggling, feeling very inspired by Snaps today. And believe me, if I could, I would thank her for it. I really would. She's been added to the list of people that I would love to fucking hang out and smoke a bowl with. And I'm gonna keep pushing forward. I'm gonna find video software. I'm going to be able to edit my videos and put them out to people. I don't know if people want to see them. I don't. I hope they do. But whether or not other people want to see them, I want to see them. And I think that's important. It's a little bit fucking selfish, But I think it's important because if I am happy making the videos, whether or not anybody else cares, whether or not anybody else sees them, whether or not anybody else takes my opinion seriously, that's just a happy side effect. I'm not going to let other people validate my self-worth. I'm going to continue making content. I'm going to play video games. I'm going to do in real life stuff, streams. I'm going to go live when I'm working on projects. Hell, I might even play some freaking guitar. Who knows? I'm going to continue making this video long. I don't know if I'm going to do it every day, but it helps me sort things out, and it may sound just like a nonsensical ramble, but trust me, in my head, there is a point A and a point B. I just like to look at the scenery on the way there. Feel free. If we're ever in conversation, let me know. I'm off on a tangent. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it happen. I am going to be happy with what I put out. I hope that everybody else enjoys it. Yeah, that's about my life today. So, I think I'm going to finish this cigarette. Go have myself some adult-style fun. And I'll catch y'all in the pub. Don't forget, you can catch me live. All the link stuff will be below. This is a log. Nobody's watching it anyway. So, I will throw up a link to Snap's podcast on Spotify and to Snap's Twitch channel in the description. She's had a huge impact on me since my decision to come back to content creation and broadcasting. She was having a huge impact while I was hiding, but she's had a huge impact, and there will be a link down below. So, if you think I should keep making these videos, if you're even watching them, go ahead and click the thumbs up or leave me a comment. If you want some more information, drop that comment and I'll say something. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep recording these and acting like somebody's going to watch them. And, yeah, I'll catch y'all later.